She has more Instagram followers than Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, or any other golfer alive today. She's appeared on magazine covers, gone viral across social media, and sparked endless debates about what golf should look like in the modern era. Yet Paige Spirach has never won on the LPGA Tour. In fact, she barely made it past the developmental ranks. Her fame wasn't built on trophies or scorecards, but on something far more complex. She became golf's most talked-about figure, celebrated, criticized, and misunderstood all at once. Born Paige Renee Spirach on March 26, 1993, in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, she grew up in a family where sports and performance ran deep. Her father, Dan, was part of the University of Pittsburgh's 1976 national championship football team, and her mother, Annette, was a professional ballerina. From the start, excellence was the family standard. But Paige's first dream wasn't golf, it was gymnastics. She trained obsessively, chasing Olympic aspirations until everything changed. 2 devastating kneecap injuries before the age of 13 shattered that dream and forced her to start over. That heartbreak led her to golf. Introduced to the game by her father, Paige found a new outlet for her drive and discipline. By her teenage years, she was training year-round between Colorado and Arizona, determined to make up for lost time. She wasn't a lifelong prodigy swinging clubs since childhood, but what she lacked in early exposure, she made up for in work ethic, athleticism, and relentless ambition. Paige's growing skill earned her a golf scholarship to the University of Arizona in 2011, but after just a few tournaments, she transferred to San Diego State University in search of a better fit. There, she came into her own. At SDSU, Paige became a cornerstone of the program, earning all Mountain West Conference honors twice, and helping lead the Aztecs to their first-ever Mountain West Conference championship in 2015. It was one of her proudest moments, a team victory that reminded her why she loved the game. But while her play was improving, another kind of attention began to follow her, and it had nothing to do with her scorecard. Paige's confidence, charisma, and camera-ready presence made her stand out online. Videos of her powerful, fluid swing went viral. Soon, she was being noticed not just for her golf, but for her appearance, something that both flattered and frustrated her. For the first time, Paige began to wonder whether her success would be measured by her skills or by how she looked. In 2016, after finishing her college career, Paige turned professional. Like countless hopefuls, she started on smaller developmental circuits, joining the Cactus Tour in Arizona, a gritty proving ground with little prize money and even less glamour. She fought hard, managing to earn a win, proof that her talent was real. But the next step, reaching the LPGA Tour, was a mountain few ever climb. When she entered LPGA qualifying school, the pressure was immense. Paige gave it everything, but she fell short of advancing beyond the first stage. Ironically, while her professional dreams were stalling, her online fame was exploding. Her swing videos, interviews, and growing social media presence made her a viral name in golf, a player whose influence now stretched far beyond the fairways. Brands noticed her influence, magazines featured her, and her social media following exploded. But it all truly began before she even tried Q School, during her headline-making debut in Dubai in 2015. That year, Paige received a sponsor's invitation to play in the Omega Dubai Ladies Masters, a golden opportunity to compete alongside top professionals. On paper, it was a dream come true. In reality, it became a nightmare. Before she even teed off, criticism poured in. Detractors claimed she hadn't earned her spot, and some went further, spreading cruel, baseless rumors that she had slept her way into the event, accusations Paige later described as the worst experience of my life. Her rounds of 77 and 79 meant she missed the cut, but the golf was irrelevant. The headlines overshadowed everything. Instead of being recognized as a promising young golfer, she was branded an Instagram golfer, a label that stuck with her long after the tournament ended. The Dubai backlash marked the beginning of a downward spiral. Paige kept competing, but the pressure became unbearable. Every swing felt like a judgment, every missed putter confirmation of her critics' words. She later admitted to crying before tournaments, trembling on the first tee, and battling panic attacks that made even showing up feel impossible. "Golf broke me," she confessed, not because of the game itself, but because of the constant scrutiny and humiliation that came with it. By 2016 and 2017, Paige realized her path to the LPGA wasn't meant to be. Grinding through smaller tours only deepened her exhaustion. So, she made the hardest choice. She walked away from professional golf. Yet the criticism didn't end. Some accused her of sexualizing golf, pointing to her outfits as proof she was undermining women's sports. Paige pushed back hard, exposing the hypocrisy that male golfers were celebrated for confidence and charisma, while women were condemned for the same. For most athletes, that kind of exit would have been the end. But Paige Spirach wasn't like most athletes, because while her professional career was over, her influence and her story were only just beginning. Instead of walking away from golf completely, Paige Spirach chose to reinvent herself within it. She embraced social media, sharing swing tips, trick shots, lifestyle content, and yes, the glamorous photos that drew both fans and critics. In 2020, she launched her podcast Playing a Round with Paige Renee, where she mixed golf talk with humor and honesty. Major brands like PXG, 18 Birdies, and Callaway recognized her influence, while Sports Illustrated featured her in its swimsuit issue and Golf magazine invited her to write columns. Paige had become golf's first true influencer, not by winning trophies, but by shaping the conversation around the game. She also used her platform to challenge the sport's outdated traditions. Paige argued that young women deserved to see golf presented in modern, empowering ways, not confined by conservative dress codes or rigid stereotypes. When the LPGA introduced stricter wardrobe rules in 2017, banning plunging necklines and short skirts, she spoke out publicly, calling it a step backward that shamed women instead of celebrating them. But taking that stand came at a cost. Paige endured waves of online abuse, from body shaming to threats, and she's been candid about the toll it took on her mental health. Yet through it all, she kept using her voice to push for a more open and inclusive golf culture. So, did golf destroy Paige Spirach? In some ways, yes. It ended her dream of competing on the LPGA Tour and left her scarred by anxiety and criticism. But it also transformed her. Without golf, there would be no platform, no millions of fans, and no voice capable of challenging the sport's double standards. Today, Paige uses that influence to advocate for mental health awareness, self-acceptance, and diversity in golf, inspiring a generation that might never have cared about the game otherwise. Paige's journey is complicated, but it proves one powerful truth. Sometimes being broken by something doesn't mean you're finished. It means you're about to rebuild yourself into something entirely new.